राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे भूलिया तुम्हारे संसारे आशिया नाना विध व्यथा भूलिया तुम्हारे संसारे आशिया नाना विध व्यथा भूलिया तुम्हारे संसारे आशिया नाना विध व्यथा नाना विध व्यथा তোমারো চরণে আসিয়াছি আমি বলিব দুঃখের কথা তোমারো চরণে আসিয়াছি আমি বলিব দুঃখের কথা জননী জঠরে ছিলাম যখন বিষম বন্ধন পাশে জননী জঠরে ছিলাম যখন বিষম বন্ধন পাশে একবার প্রভু দেখা দিয়া মোরে বঞ্চিলে দীন দাসে একবার প্রভু দেখা দিয়া মোরে তখন ভাবিন জন্ম পাইয়া করিব ভজন তব তখন ভাবিন জন্ম পাইয়া করিব ভজন তব জন্ম হইল পড়ি মায়া জালে না হইল জ্ঞান লাভ জন্ম হইল পড়ি মায়া জালে না হইল জ্ঞান লাভ আদরের ছেলে স্বজনের কোলে হাসিয়া কাটানো কাল আদরের ছেলে স্বজনের কোলে হাসিয়া কাটানো কাল জনক জননী স্নেহেতে ভুলিয়া সংসার লাগিল ভালো সংসার লাগিল ভালো মে দিন দিন বালক ইয়া খেলিন বালক সহ ক্রমে দিন দিন খেলিন বালক সাহ আরো কিছু দিনে জ্ঞান উপজিল পাঠ পড়ি অহরহ আরো কিছু দিনে পাঠ পড়ি অহরহ বিদ্যার গৌরবে ভ্রমি দেশে দেশে ধন উপার্জন করি ধন উপার্জন করি স্বজন পালন করি এক মনে ভুলিন তোমারে হরি স্বজন পালন করি এক মনে বার্ধক্যে এখনো ভক্তি বিনোদ কাঁদিয়া কাতরতি কাঁদিয়া কাতরতি না ভজিয়া তোরে দিন বৃথা গেল এখনো কি হবে গতি না বুঝিয়া তোরে দিন বৃথা গেল এখনো কি হবে গতি ভুলিয়া তোমারে সংসারে আসিয়া পে নানাবিধ ব্যথা Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for your helping in kirtan by playing wonderful mridanga. Hari Hari, Jai Ho. Hare Krishna. Am I audible? Wonderful. So my name is Acharya Ratna Das. I want to know your name, Praji? Rohini. Thank you very much for coming. Nayana Manjari. Jai. Thank you for coming. Sridhar Prabhu. Thank you for coming. What is the name? Nishika. Hare Krishna. Thank you for coming. Hmm? And Kanaya Kishore Prabhu. Please bless me. Hmm. And Mataji. Hare Krishna. Thank you for hosting program in your home. Hmm. Sham Rupu and Mataji. Thank you very much. And Nitya. Nitai Kirtan Prabhu and Sridhar Prabhu. Thank you for your wonderful seva. So, before we start with the program, everybody has something to write, maybe a mobile or pen or paper or something. Okay. So before we start the talk, I want you to just write down on your notebook some serious concern or some problem that is troubling you or consuming your consciousness in recent times, and write down, and then you can focus on class, and write down and keep it aside. Okay, write down maybe 3 main problems or challenges that are troubling you or consuming your consciousness in recent times. So just note it down and keep it aside. Sridhar proves that there are 2 Sridhars. You can also participate. Yeah, yeah. Fine. Okay, when you are done, raise hand. So then I know that you are done. We'll move ahead with the talk then. Thank you. Done. Sridhar Prabhu? Done. Okay. So we'll read the translation of this song, just sung by Mataji. This song by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Bhuliya Tumhare. I forsake you, O Lord, and came to this world of pain and sorrow. Now I submit my tale of woe at your lotus feet. While still in unbearable shackles of my mother's womb, I saw you before me. You revealed yourself but briefly, and then abandoned this poor servant of yours. At that time, I swore to worship you after taking birth. But birth came, and with it, the network of worldly illusion which robbed me of all good sense. As a fondled son in the lap of relatives, I passed my time smiling and laughing. My parents' affection helped me to forget the pangs of birth, and I thought the world was very nice. Day by day I grew, and soon began playing with other boys. Shortly my powers of understanding emerged. I read and studied my lessons incessantly. Traveling from place to place, proud of my education, I grew wealthy and maintained my family with undivided attention. O Lord Hari, I forgot you. Now in old age, Bhaktivinoda is said, sad. He weeps, I failed to worship you, O Lord, and instead passed my life in vain. What will be my fate now? Charadha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashoda Nandana Brajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yashoda Nandana Brajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashoda Nandana Brajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yashoda Nandana Brajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। हरि हरि बोल। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा पदामह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश। नमः ओं विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौर तुषे नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगे राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। निराचल निवासाय नित्याय परमात्मने बलभद्र सुभद्राभ्यां जगन्नाथाय ते नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So I'm feeling very honored and happy to be here in San Jose and particularly His Grace Shamrupu's home for today's evening program. I'm grateful to Shamrupu for pushing me and pulling me here in San Jose and making all wonderful arrangements. Also grateful to San Jose leaders here who are so wonderfully preaching and taking care of devotees and spreading Krishna consciousness nicely. I see devotees are very sincere and happy in Krishna consciousness, despite their hectic schedules, hectic jobs, hectic so many other life things. So today we'll briefly discuss from lessons from life and death of Parikshit Maharaj. Parikshit Maharaj, when he was in the womb of mother, he had darshan of Krishna. Actually, when he was in the womb of mother, Ashwatthama sent Brahmastra to destroy, to kill Parikshit Maharaj. And it is said that actually Brahmastra killed Parikshit Maharaj. However, mother Uttara cried out to Krishna, and Krishna then again appeared and again gave new body to Parikshit. And he also gave darshan to Parikshit. And Parikshit was transcendentally enlivened by seeing this beautiful form of Krishna right in the womb of mother. And when he was born, he was just going around checking who was that person who I saw in when I was in womb of mother. And he was asked, examining whether was this person whom I saw when I was in womb of mother, was this person whom you meet, he would just try to analyze whether was this a person whom I saw when I was in womb of mother. So therefore his name came to be Parikshit, who was doing examining everyone, whether is that the person whom I saw. So he was so exalted that he was God realized, Krishna conscious. He was he had darshan of Krishna right in the womb of mother. And later on, when Yudhishthira Maharaj and all Pandavas retired, Yudhishthira Maharaj made Parikshit as a king. And we see Parikshit Maharaj, after becoming king, he expanded the kingdom of Pandavas and spread the glories of Krishna and Pandavas. So his kingdom was exactly like Ram Raj. No miseries, no suffering. Everybody was extremely happy. Though apparently it was Kali Yuga had just begun, but it was as if it was Satyuga. People were very happy under rule of Parikshit Maharaj. So his birth is glorious, his activities are glorious because he ruled the kingdom in a very exemplary way, following in the footsteps of Yudhishthira Maharaj. And he was Krishna conscious, all his praja was Krishna conscious. And one time when he heard the news that Kali has entered in his kingdom, immediately he boarded a chariot with his weapons and he was out searching where is Kali. And when he found Kali personified, immediately he was about to attack Kali. And Parikshit Maharaj was so powerful that Kali became very fearful. And immediately Kali surrendered to Parikshit. Can you imagine? Kali surrendering. So that was strength of Parikshit Maharaj. And Kali begged Parikshit Maharaj to spare his life. And he said, please accept me as your citizen. You are protecting all citizens. I am also your citizen. Please protect me also and give me also some place to stay. Parikshit said, no. You are a friend of Adharma. You should quit this kingdom. He said, my dear King Parikshit, you are saying to me to quit your kingdom. But wherever you go, it's your kingdom. Where will I live? Imagine if this will be like, this is India, this is America, this is the different country, Australia. And if one place there is no Parikshit rules and other place somebody else rule, he could go there. But Kali said, my dear Parikshit, you are such a capable ruler and powerful ruler. All over planet, it's your rule only. Wherever I go, it's your kingdom. So how can you say you get lost because there is no place on this earth which is not under your rule? So during Parikshit Maharaj rule, that is 5,000 years ago, America was under Parikshit's rule. Australia was under Parikshit. Antarctica was under Parikshit. Africa was under Parikshit. Europe, Asia, everything was under Parikshit. So he was ruling entire planet. Mahabharat means entire planet Earth, not just small tract of land called India. So Kali said, wherever I go, it's your kingdom. So how will I go? You should give me some place where I can peacefully reside under your protection. Then Parikshit said, okay, since you have surrendered me, and it's duty of Kshatriya to give shelter to surrendered people. So he said, I will give you a place where you can reside. He said, you should go and stay at these 4 places where there's meat eating, where there's gambling, where there's illicit sex and intoxication. Kali had already done entire survey of planet Earth. So as soon as Parikshit Maharaj said that you can stay at these 4 places, Kali said, my dear Parikshit, you are cheating me by giving these 4 places. Because he said, I have surveyed entire planet Earth. I have surveyed entire your kingdom. And there is no such a place existing where there is meat eating, gambling, illicit sex, intoxication. Because you are such an exemplary Raj Rishi, everybody is inspired by you and practicing devotional service. And because you are such a powerful king, nobody can even dream to break the rules. Because everybody is afraid of your sword, So I heard in America the rules are very strict. Nobody can break. People are afraid of laws. Similarly, during Parikshit Maharaj kingdom, everybody was very scared to break any principles. Everybody was inspired to practice, and they were also fearful of breaking. So Kali said there is no place such existing where there is meat eating, gambling, illicit sex, and intoxication. He said, please give me some other practical place, because this is like, you are, by giving this place, you are cheating me. You are giving me some utopian place which doesn't exist. Then Parikshit said, okay. He said, then you stay at that place where this hoarding of wealth, accumulation of wealth. Then Kali became very happy. He said, thank you very much. And Parikshit, immediately, what he did, he had great treasury. So he emptied his treasury and used all his treasury to propagate Krishna consciousness, to propagate Harinam Sankirtan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So by propagating Krishna consciousness and Harinam Sankirtan everywhere, he kept Kali in bay. And he provided, by spreading Krishna consciousness, especially he was able to protect innocent public from influence of Kali. So when Sudha Goswami explained this thing to all the sages of Naimisharanya, immediately sages of Naimisharanya inquired, my dear Sudha Goswami, how is that Parikshit gave shelter to Kali? Actually, he is a friend of Adharma. He should have been killed. Because sometimes dangerous people, even if they surrender, we can't spare them, because they will cause lot of, at least expected moment or at opportune moment, immediately they will take advantage, and then they will create lot of harm. We see even today, if there is some criminal, they do something very dangerous, even if they beg forgiveness, later on they are hanged. There are certain things are, they are not forgiven. Certain crimes. So he said, this is a personification of Kali, and he is the cause of all adharma, and whole people will be polluted. So he should have been killed. Why did Parikshit did not kill Kali and give him shelter? So then Sudha Goswami explained, Nanudeshtim Kalim Samrat Sarangeva Sarvuk. You can, I will share the screen. So Nanudeshti Kalim Samrat Sarangeva Sarvuk Kushalanyāsu Siddhyanti Netrani Kritani Yad. So Sudha Goswami said, actually, Nanu Dveshti Kalim Samrat. Samrat Parikshit was Nanu Dveshti. He was not envious of Kali. Sarang was Sarok. He was like a bumblebee. Sarang. Sarang, he goes in the dirt also, but looks for a flower or a nectar. Bumblebee doesn't look for dirt. Fly may go in garden also and it will look for dirt. So Parikshit Maharaj was great Vaishnava, and therefore he did not look for any bad in Kali. He did not. He was not envious of Kali. Rather, in Kali also he found good. Even in Kali, he found good. What good he found? Kushalanyasu siddhyanti. He says, Netarani kritanyat. It is said that in age of Kali, special thing is that anything thinks good in mind only. Suppose he thinks, oh, there are 8 billion people. I want to donate one Bhagavatam set to everybody. In mind only he donates. Is it possible to donate in mind? Huh? So all of you can think and donate in mind. So it is said in Kali Yuga, if you do anything good in mind, you get full credit of doing it. Just if you do something in mind, you get full credit of doing it. However, if you do sin in mind, you don't get reaction of sin in mind unless you physically do it. In mind, you do some sinful activity that is forgiven. But in mind, you do something good, you get result. In mind, we have to be alert. We have to become little careful. We should know these are warning signs. I should be careful. So, however, good things, if you just do in mind, like Vasudeva, when he was in prison and Krishna was born, he was so happy. And in mind only, he distributed millions of cows in charity. Because he was in jail, he couldn't do anything but in mind. And he got full credit of, because if you do in mind, also you get benefit. We see the nectar of devotion, Rupa Goswami tells the story of one Brahmana. Because he was poor, he didn't have resource. So in mind only he was cooking big feast for Krishna. In mind only he cooked very special sweet rice. He had so many dry fruits and so many things. And then he wanted to offer to Krishna. And in mind only he touched to check whether it is cooled down or not. But in mind only when he touched the sweet rice, what happened? His hand burned. So, and when he opened his eyes, then he saw actually his hand was burned. And Lakshmi Narayan, who were observing, they started laughing. He got confused. So in mind also, if you do, especially if you do devotional service or anything wonderful, you're okay. Okay. So this is a special benefit of Kali Yuga. So Parikshit could understand this is speciality. Imagine Kali Yuga, we can just do wonderful things in mind, isn't it? So each one of you can think of some great devotee in Bhagavatam or Chaitanya Charitamrita or any of the Acharyas you have heard of, and think of one great personality, great devotee whom you are inspired by, and any activity or any their quality inspires you, you try to remember that. Okay. And when you are able to remember some great devotee and their wonderful quality or activity, raise hands so I know that you have remembered some great Vaishnava. Okay. Fine. So now in mind, you can think how you can follow in footstep and do something, develop that wonderful quality or do something wonderful. Mm, in mind you can. Okay. And you don't have to be miserly in thinking. You can think as wonderful, as great as possible. Because if you think, you'll get the credit of doing it. That's what Bhagavatam is saying. Special difficulty. Okay? If you do something in mind, something wonderful, following footsteps of that great devotee, raise hands so I know you have done. Okay. So, um, we actually wanted devotees to share. Okay, Mataji can share to Prabhuji. No, no. I want everybody to share to one devotee. Okay. So you can share behind. You can share, and here both of you can share. Or you can think of which devotee you thought, and you can tell what you did in mind. Some wonderful thing. Okay. Okay. And when you are shared, raise hands when I know that you have shared. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Make sure your partner also speaks. You spoke. Wonderful. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Ram. Hare Ram. Ram. Hare Hare. Also, Kali Yuga. Apparently, it is not so good age, but this is specialty. So Parikshit could understand. He was not envious. He did not find faults. He saw good and give shelter. That's what. Anybody would like to share what you thought in mind with the class? Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So I was thinking of Narshingananda Brahmachari, who was making the path for Mahaprabhu to go on his onward journey. It was like he was removing the pebbles, the thorns, and he was making a soft flower petal path for Mahaprabhu, and it actually manifested.
Planted so many beautiful trees, fragrant trees. It was much, much better and beautiful than all the roads in America.
And it actually manifested when Mahaprabhu was there.
Yes.
So in my mind, I was thinking of cooking and offering chappan bhog to my Jagannath like that.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, I'm making something very nice.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So we should, this is the benefit of Kali Yuga. We can just do wonderful. There are no hard and fast rules. There are no restrictions. We cannot say that I am not able to practice Krishna because I don't have money, I don't have this, I don't have health, I don't. Because if we just do in mind, we get full credit. I don't have resources, I don't have this. We can't, there's no need to complain because Such a special facilities there in Kali Yuga that you can just do it in mind and be assured that you get all credit. So this speciality of Kali Yuga. And fortunately, anything wrong we do in mind, we are forgiven. Also in Kali Yuga, Kalayar dosho niji rajan asti ek mahan gun kirtanya te Krishna se mukta sanga parajit. In this age of Kali, to perfect life is very easy. One can just chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And one can go back home back to. Also in Kali Yuga, it's such an amazing thing that Krishna has appeared in form of Srimad Bhagavatam. Just by reading Srimad Bhagavatam, we can get a session of Krishna and we can get light in this dark age. So this is Krishna's kindness. So Parikshit gave him shelter. So Kali also. Later on we see, due to later on Kali, as is his nature, he took advantage. And when there was a little slight mistake on side of Parikshit, Kali influenced Shingi to curse Parikshit. And little boy, he cursed Parikshit that he will die within 7 days. As you know, Parikshit was traveling in forest and he was hungry and thirsty. He entered the kutir of Shamik Rishi. Shamik Rishi was deep in meditation. He did not recognize Parikshit as come. And he asked for water, but he did not open eyes. He thought he is just making a show of meditation just to avoid me. So he got a little upset and he took a dead snake and put it on the neck of Shamik Rishi. And then when Shamik Rishi came to the extreme consciousness, he saw dead snake, he just threw away. He was not disturbed at all by that. Whereas his son, Shingi, he thought, how dare Parikshit do such a such an offense to my father? And he cursed that he will die within 7 days. And Parikshit Maharaj, when he was going, he realized I have done a big blunder. And then he prayed to Krishna that, my dear Krishna, I have done blunder. I offended a saintly person. Let calamity come on me. And let me suffer and let my family and citizens don't suffer because of my mistake. Generally, if leader does any mistake, then his family and all citizens also suffer. So he prayed that may my family and all citizens not suffer. What is suffering may come, let it come to me. I will face. And actually, Shastra say Parikshit was so powerful that he had power to counteract the curse also. But he did not counteract the curse. Rather, he prayed that let curse fall on him only, not on his family or citizens. And then later on, he received the message that he's cursed to die within 7 days. And immediately, he was very happy. And he made his son as next emperor, and he left the palace and came to banks of Ganga and decided to fast till death. And when he arrived in Ganga, the news spread, and great sages around the universe came there because they knew Parikshit was such a great person, great Mahabhagavat, pure devotee of Krishna. So they knew his birth is glorious, his activities are glorious, and they were sure his death will be also very glorious. So to witness his death, they came from different parts of the universe, not only from different parts of world, but different parts of universe, from different planets they came. Parikshit was so influential. And when Parikshit saw all saintly people have assembled on banks of Ganga, he became so happy. Immediately offered dandavat and respects to everyone and offered prayer. So everybody can repeat this prayer after me. Punasya bhuyad bhagavati anante rati prasangaschadashreshu matsuyam yam upayami shrishtim Maitrestu sarvatra namo dvijebhya. So Krishna said, "Oh my dear saintly people, I'm so grateful all of you assembled. So you now please bless me with this three benediction. What is? May I, Bhagavati Anantirati. May I be attached to lotus feet of Supreme Person Godhead Krishna. Hmm. Then may I have association of those devotees who are attached to lotus feet of Krishna. And may I have friendly relationship with all living entities. Punachya even if I have to take birth again, no problem. Actually, Prabhupada writes, Parikshit was sure to go back to Godhead. But he was so humble that he's praying that even if I have to take birth again, no problem. So he didn't want liberation. He didn't pray for freedom from cycle of birth and rather he prayed for these three things. What three things? May I be attached to lotus feet of Krishna. May I have association of devotees who are attached to lotus feet of Krishna. And may I have friendly all. So Prabhupada writes, Parikshit Maharaj was just sure to go back to Godhead. However, out of his humility, he said, Punascha Bhuya, I may take birth again. And then Prabhupada says, oh, Parikshit, ask such benediction, which is the best pattern of life in this material world. Because if one has this blessing, it doesn't matter whether he's material world or in spiritual world. In material world, if he's attached to Krishna, he's like having association of devotees who are attached to Krishna, his friendly relation with all the entities is as good as in Vaikuntha. So he said, this is the best aspiration, this is the best prayer we can offer. Ask from saintly people. So Parikshit asks this prayer and devotees blessed. So, and by blessings of devotees, immediately had association of very saintly person who was very attached to lotus feet of Krishna. Sukadeva Goswami appeared there in the scene. And when Sukadeva Goswami appeared, Parikshit asked these two questions. What are two questions Parikshit asked to Sukadeva Goswami? He said, what is the duty of every human being? What is duty of? And especially what is duty of person who is about to die? Is it an important question? So, Parikshit was cursed to die within 7 days. We will also die within 7 days. Either we'll die Sunday or Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday or Friday or Saturday. We'll die within 7 days. Isn't it? One of the day we'll die. So we are also cursed. But Parikshit Maharaj asked this question and then Sukadeva Goswami immediately answered him. What is duty of every human being and especially duty of person who are about to die? What is that? Tasmat Bharata Sarvatma Bhagavan Ishwaro Hari Shrotavya Kirtitavyasya Smartavyacha Ichata Bhayam. So duty of every human being is to hear about Krishna, to chant glories of Krishna and to remember Krishna. And especially person who is about to die, his duty is to hear about Krishna. Glorify Krishna, chant glories of Krishna, chant holy names of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Remember Krishna. This is the duty of human form life. This is the primary duty. Primary duty of human form life is not to go to job, earn money, maintain family. That is not a primary duty. That is secondary duty. Yes, we may have to do job. Yes, we may have to maintain family. But we should do job so that we can maintain family, we can have family, so that we can practice Krishna consciousness, so that we can hear about Krishna, so that we can chant glories of Krishna and we can remember Krishna. And that way, especially at time of death, then we can remember Krishna and then come back to Godhead. Ante Narayana Smriti. So whole purpose of life is that we can practice hearing, chanting, and remembering, and so that at the time of death we can remember Krishna and then go back to God. It is not that we should go to God so that we pray that we can have a wonderful family. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mukharavinda. You are sharing with. Yesterday your wife came. Today you came. Huh? She's taking care of daughter, no? Okay, daughter. Thank you. Happy to see you. So, purpose of life is not that making money. And to make money, maybe we need some emotional support, family support. So we have family, and to maintain family, then we go to God. No, it's all of life is so that we can develop attachment to God. We can remember God, we glorify God, and all other things are there for that purpose. Perfection of management is that we have to organize our life in such a way that we have quality time for hearing and chanting, because that is goal of life. Goal of life is not that we have to be just busy earning money and maintaining family. So yes, we should earn money so that we can maintain family. We can have family so that family can help us to do the real business of life. That is to practice Krishna consciousness. So Sukadeva Goswami told Parikshit, this is the goal of life. This is duty of every human being. This primary duty. But foolish people, Sukadeva Goswami says that waste life in so many thousands of other subject matter. Those are intelligent, they have one subject matter, that is Krishna. And those are foolish, they have thousands of other subject matter. There are thousands of ways how one can waste our valuable human form life. And we see with modern science technology, we have become very expert in wasting our valuable human form life. And for real business of life, we have no time. We think we are very busy. For what you are busy? For earning money. But for what? For maintaining family. But for what? That is not the goal of life. Purpose of family is so that we can help each other to achieve perfection. Purpose of family is not that family can support you to make big career, earn big money, and get some name, fame, glory in assembly of foolish, ignorant people. Purpose of life is to have attachment to Krishna, to remember Krishna and conquer death and achieve immortality. Tamsoma Jyotirgamaya, don't remain in darkness. The science and technology is nothing but increasing darkness. Jyotirgamaya, understand self, understand God, understand real purpose of life. Asutoma Satgamaya, don't run behind temporal things. Run behind something which will never be taken away from you. All material things will be snatched at time of death. But Krishna consciousness which will remain with us at time of death and beyond death. Asatoma Sat and Mrityurma Amritangamaya. Human form life is not meant for dying like cats and dogs. Human form life is meant for dying like Bhishmadev Prabhupada says. Just read. So here, every man or animal must die at a certain stage of life. But one who dies like Bhishmadev attains perfection. And one who dies forced by the laws of nature dies like an animal. That is the difference between man and animal. The human form life is especially meant for dying like Bhishmadev. How Bhishmadev died? He was remembering Krishna. He withdrew his mind from everything else and he focused exclusively on Krishna. And he started glorifying Krishna. He was remembering pastimes of Krishna, glorifying Krishna, and remembering Krishna, glorifying Krishna. He left this world and went back to God. So this is the purpose of life. So it said in ordinary, like in school, if some student has to become serious about studies, we talk about exam. As soon as student remembers about exam, what happens? He becomes serious about studies. If you forget exam, then we may not become serious of studies. So time and again, students have to be reminded exam is coming. Then they will study nicely. Similarly, life is a preparation and death is exam. So if you want to become serious in life, you have to remember death. So it is said, Smarnitya Anityatam. Smarnitya, always we should remember Anitya. We have to remember temporary nature of this world. We have to remember death. Death can come anytime, and one should be careful. One should not be so busy working this world, forgetting death. Imagine we are put in this room, and whatever we desire, whatever objections where we want, whatever, everything is there here. But there's time bomb kept, and it's ticking, tick, tick, tick. What will you do? What is your name? Name Manja. What will you do? All whatever you want to enjoy is there, but only time bomb is there. So what will you do? Huh? You'll just run away from the room, isn't it? You'll not enjoy here, no? Because we don't know when this time bomb will explode, isn't it? So all of you can take your hand and put on your chest, right hand and put on your left hand. Are you able to hear the ticking? Tick, tick, tick. Are you able to hear? What is that? That is time bomb. Anytime it can explode. It, uh, it is countdown is going on, and zero finished. And when it explode, we don't know. So we can't be just blind to the reality. This is the reality. Sometimes so many people, they are mad after money, career, enjoyment, and all of a sudden they die without actually understanding purpose of, without achieving goal of life, and then they fail again. They have to be born again. Again, they may be born because they didn't utilize human form life. They may be born as cat or rat or dog or whatever. So that is failure of life. So we should learn from Bhishmadev how to live life and how to live this world dying. Prabhupada, in letter to Dr. Rajendra Prasad, first president of India, Prabhupada writes, I have got the clue of going back to Godhead just after leaving my present material body. And in order to take along with me all my countrymen and women of this world, I have started my paper, Back to Godhead, as one of the means to the way. Please don't think of me as something wonderful or a madman when I say that I shall go back to Godhead after leaving my present material body. It is quite possible for everyone and all of us. So Prabhupada has written a beautiful letter, 1956, to Dr. Rajendra Prasad. And he says that I have got clue to go back home back to Godhead. And he said, after leaving this, my body, I'm going back home back to Godhead. But I don't want to go alone. I want to take all the men and women of this world back home back to Godhead. So I started this Back to Godhead magazine as one of the means. Then later on, Prabhupada wrote Bhagavatam commentary as a means for people to take home back to God. Then later on, Prabhupada started ISKCON for same purpose. For what purpose? To take everyone back home back to God. And Prabhupada saying, don't think when I'm saying I'm going back home back to God after end of this life, don't think something wonderful. Or don't consider me madman. If somebody says I'm going back home back to God, pagal hai kahi, he said, no, I'm not pagal. Or one may say, oh, maybe he is very extraordinary. Maybe he is so exalted he can go. But it is not possible for us. Prabhuji, aap jao, theek hai. Aap bahut mahan hai. It's not possible for me. Prabhupada said, no, It is possible for each one and every one of us to go back, come back to God. And if you read Prabhupada books, practically any book you open, every page you will find this: back home, back to God, back home, back. Why? Because Prabhupada, that was his goal, to take us back home, back to God. And Prabhupada writes further in that letter, if you read, he says, when you eat dinner prasada, you are confident that you have sufficiently eaten. Mm-mm. You're not doubtful. Like, I just took dinner and I'm very confident I took sufficiently and my stomach is full. So he said, after you take dinner, you are confident that you have eaten prasad. Similarly, he said, I'm confident like that I'm going back home, back to God. There is no doubt about it. And he said, this confidence is a concurrent factor of sincere practice of devotional service. Anybody practicing, he can get that confidence. Right now, one can get confidence when we are living that, whether I'm going back home, back to God or not. Because one experiences kingdom of God here only, before one goes back to kingdom of God. So when one experiences kingdom of God here, one understands, I'm going back home, back to God. And one is not fearful of death. So one's fear for death goes away. So we say, life is preparation, death is exam. At time of death, if we are able to remember Krishna, we can go back to Krishna. And that is perfection of life. And if we are not able to remember Krishna, we'll remember whom? We'll remember things what we are attached to at time of death. If we are attached to some material thing or some material person, we'll think of that material thing or material person. And then that means, again, cycle of birth and death. But if we are able to remember Krishna at time of that means we are attached to Krishna. Only if we are attached to Krishna, we'll remember Krishna at time of death. And then we'll be able to pass this exam. Okay. So Bhakti Tamari writes, nobody goes back to Godhead unless invited by the resident kingdom of God. Going back, come back to Godhead cannot just by our own efforts. By mercy of Guru, by mercy of Parampara. This Guru Parampara, all this our Acharyas are not people of this world. They are resident kingdom of God. Only, like we say, Mataji is able to come to America. Why? Because he got invitation from resident of America. Unless somebody sponsors, you can't come. It's like that. In Kingdom of God, nobody can just barge in unless one is invited. One needs sponsorship. So therefore, mercy of Guru and Acharya are required. By their sponsorship, we can get into Kingdom of God. Going to Kingdom of God is not easy. But by mercy of Vaishnavas, Vaishnava Guru is possible. Prabhupada writes story of sparrow. One time sparrow, she lost her eggs in the ocean. And she became so upset. And she said, I'm going to get my eggs back. And she started emptying the ocean. Now, is it possible to empty ocean? But she was so determined and she started emptying ocean. And her efforts attracted attention of Garuda. And when Garuda came and threatened ocean, my dear ocean, please give the eggs back immediately. Because Garuda is carrier of Vishnu. Garuda has inconceivable potential. He has potential to empty ocean. So immediately ocean gave back the eggs. Similarly, for us to cross over this ocean of birth and death, go to Kingdom may be very difficult. But we put our efforts as per the instruction of Guru and Acharyas. And if they are pleased, then by their mercy we can go. So our efforts are required. But more than our efforts, mercy is required of great Acharyas. Mercy of spiritual master is required. And we can attack their mercy by putting efforts, our best effort to fulfill their instruction, follow their instruction. So if you want to go back and backward, then you have to depend on mercy of spiritual master, mercy of Vaishnavas, mercy of Acharyas. Try to serve them, please them. And if you want to go back and back to God, we have to develop qualities like residents of Kingdom of God. We can't be materialistic and go to Kingdom of God. We have to also become like resident Kingdom of God. We have to become humble. Pranada peace niche. Amanina mandina kirtaniya sadhana. We have to develop divine qualities. We have to become Vaishnava. Then we can When we have intuition and we also have the qualification, then we can enter kingdom of God. So human life is meant for mm, preparing ourselves. We have to serve spiritual master and acharyas, Vaishnavas, so that we can attract their grace and we can also develop wonderful qualities. Okay, so we see in today's world, at least when I was in 10th standard, before 10th standard exam, I had a lot of mock tests. So before 12th standard, there were some mock tests. Did you do also before final exam? Because we prepare nicely and then give final exam, then we are experienced, no? Similarly, death is exam, but before that, also we need to practice so that we can cross over. So we'll do little mock test now. Is that okay? Imagine you are going on Vrindavan Parikrama. You can close your eyes. You are visited Krishna Balram Mandir, taken darshan of Prabhupada Samadhi, or taken darshan of Krishna Balram, Radha Shyam Sundar Gaur Nitai. Then you have visited Radha Govind Mandir, Radha Madan Mohan Mandir, Radha Shyam, Radha Gokulan Mandir. You have done Parikrama of Vrindavan, taken darshan of Yamuna, taken bath in Yamuna. Then you are going to Govardhan. You have gone to Varsana, taken darshan of Radha Ladli Lal. Then Man Mandir, all that you have visited. Now you have come to Govardhan, and now you are doing Govardhan Parikrama. All of a sudden, you fall while doing Govardhan Parikrama, and immediately you are picked up. You have become unconscious. You are picked up, and you are taken to nearby hospital and admitted. And you are in hospital. After a long time, you come back to consciousness. When doctors are struggling very hard to treat you, and when you come to external consciousness, doctors tell you that you are about to die, but somehow you are saved. But anyway, there is some complicated situation happen in your body, and somehow current medical science doesn't have solution for that. And maybe as per medical things, maybe you can live now maximum 3 months. So we just want to tell you that you have 3 more months to live. So you are in hospital and doctor has given you this message that there is no cure for your disease and you have only 3 months to live. Okay, Hare Krishna. So now you can open your eyes and reflect on the initially you had written some three problems. Some problems you had written that is consuming your consciousness, consuming your. So you can just reflect on that. Now you have 3 months and now you reflect on those problems. Okay. Okay. Now, after reflecting on those problems that have been consuming your consciousness, earlier and now, you have got the news that in 3 months you are going to die. So now reflect on those problems and write down what realization come to your heart or mind. What realizations come to you after reflecting on those problems. You can write down. Okay, take 2 minutes. For those who came late, I'll just tell. I told them to write down some problems that are consuming their mind right now. So before the class, they had written down some problems that were consuming them. Now we're about to die in 3 months. So reflect on that problems which are consuming the consciousness before. And now write down what thoughts or realizations or reflections come to your heart. When you're done, raise hands so I know that you're done. Okay, fine. We have mic? Okay. So, yes, would you like to share what realization come to your mind after reflecting on that?
Yeah, so the problems, I felt like they have no relevance at that state of life, and I mean at that position, I felt like seeking the association of devotees so that I can focus my mind. And potentially, this situation can happen at any time in life, so need to take spiritual life seriously.
Yeah. So yes, problems are eating my consciousness, but actually, we are worrying out so many problems. They are not worth worrying, and there are so many worth worrying problems. We have no time to worry about. Hmm? Okay, thank you. Yes.
Prabhu already touched on this, that all these problems that seem big, when really the time comes, they feel so petty.
Yeah.
Like disagreement with other people,
Yeah.
such small things,
So
we think they are big.
yeah, for petty problems, we are wasting so much of our valuable consciousness, and therefore we have no time for thinking big things in life. We are caught up in small things, and we are forgetting big things in life. Thank you. Yes, Prabhu. Yes, you can. You complete whatever you.
And second, at that juncture, prioritization becomes clear. Like there's no fooling around anymore. Like
Yeah.
what do I need to finish within this given time?
Yeah.
So the problem is restless. So in my mind, I can keep that problem away and chant Krishna name and complete the remaining days.
Yeah. You see, whole life, if person chanting Hare Krishna, they say he's crazy. But when person is about to die or when he dies, people say Ram Nam Satya hai. In Bengal, they say Hari Bol, Hari Bolo. So this is actually eternal reality, holy name. And everything else is illusion. But we are so much dedicated for maintaining the illusion, and we have no time for reality. So when death comes, then we understand what is priority. And you are saying that I am keeping aside everything and giving time to chanting. Because that is the ultimate shelter. That is what will save us. And actually, when we are going to die, we don't know we'll have 3 months or not. We may die before that also. So therefore, it's important that every day we remind ourselves of reality. Smarnitya anityam. Death can come anytime. Okay, let me first chant and then do other things.
because this is what is going to save me. This is what is most important in my life. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. So this exercise is very helpful. Out of the three things, two become very petty. It's not even considering even a single thought. They're so petty. The other thing is like about doing more seva or doing more reading of Bhagavatam, those things. But anyway, there is no time now, only 3 months. So we can go as deep as possible now.
Yeah. So the things which we are supposed to worry, we did not worry enough. Now there's no time much. So like that. And which are no need to worry, we worry too much. Yeah. So
this also
I am not developing attachment to Krishna. I am not developing attachment to holy name. Not developing attachment to Bhagavatam. These are really big problems. And somehow I am getting attached to materialistic things. This is another big problem. And I am cultivating that attachments. So human life is meant to, so that we can detach from material thing, become attached to Krishna, attached to holy name, attached to Bhagavatam. Yes. Thank you. Yes.
This gave rise to one question, Prabhu. Should I ask now or later?
Afterwards.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Actually, since 2 days, I was worried about some very petty issue. And today morning also, I wasted a lot of time thinking of that. But when you started this exercise, it's pretty clear. I mean, I felt like, okay, just 3 months. I don't need to worry about all this. Krishna is important. So better prioritize chanting Krishna's names. Take as much as association as possible.
Yes.
And hear Krishna Katha.
Yes. Most of things we do in life are useless, actually, waste of time. Most of the worries, most of small things we waste our valuable consciousness. So it's not worth it. You have to focus consciousness on important things in life. Yes. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. So I was thinking of same thing that everyone is talking about, petty things in life. So when I'm told I have only 3 months, I mean,
I'm
immediately
giving you extra. Okay. We may not have that also.
So being conditioned, I think I will have those lingering worries. My son, my family, my husband, and what will happen. So all these things will still linger, but then I'll worry more about the Bhagavatam that I didn't finish reading. Chaitanya Charitamrita, I'm still struggling. Maybe I should have done that before. I should have, when time was there, I didn't utilize it properly. I didn't chant my rounds properly. I was sleeping in my rounds. And I'll remember all that, and I'll try to focus my mind more into quality hearing and chanting that I didn't do.
Yeah. Whatever is past is now history now. Whatever little time is there, let me focus nicely. Because even one moment we focus nicely, we can perfect our lives and go back to God. But with all sincerity, we can do that. Thank you. Yes, Mukharjee.
Prabhu, it's just interesting exercise. Like I was thinking that if somehow by all of your grace, I was just remembering how 2007, you all grown up in Krishna consciousness. If I'm not in that Krishna consciousness, I can see that the materialistic people still think that, okay, last 3 months, how to earn more money. I come from a businessman family, so all the estates are managed, all the things are done. And like as contrast to all the devotees are saying, I can see that there's a stark difference between the what a devotees and what a materialistic person thinks. And I'm sure like there is a movie came in law like Munna Bhai MBBS, and the same situation was there that the person was about to die and he has a just one day, and then he was telling that you enjoy this last day more and more, whatever you can do, just enjoy the best of the capability. So I was saying that how lucky I am going through this exercise, that okay, we have the right parameters even during the life and the last 3 months of the life. So it's a great blessings that we are God through the mercy of Prabhupada.
Yes. So one should be extremely grateful and express that gratitude. Yes. Thank you. Wonderful. Yes, Shamrupa.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you for such a wonderful exercise. It's an eye opener actually. So what I was the three problem. So what I was thinking is just like a the weighing scale is there, like old time, like two sides. So this perspective changes. So initially I'm giving most of the time worrying about the most insignificant problem. The same problems may still be there, like they are still important. But I was thinking that this death in 3 months is much, much more serious and heavyweight problem. So this like outweighs the other problem. They may still exist, but I may decide to just deal with them instead of getting consumed by them. Maybe some small attention. But the maximum attention I would like to give to the most serious problem, that is death in 3 months.
So this is a very important actually. Therefore, Sukadeva Goswami is telling, the purpose of life is to remember Krishna, chant holy names of Krishna, hear about Krishna. So that is our. So we have to reflect how I'm doing that properly or not. Otherwise, life is going in so many petty things. So most of the problems we are worrying about are not worrying day after day. Most of the problems which are worth worrying, we are not worrying enough. I'm not chanting properly, I'm inattention. It's a very big, serious problem. I'm not becoming detached from Maya. I'm not developing attachment to Krishna. Very serious problem. But we have no time to worry about it. So they said main thing in life is to keep the main thing. And main thing is Krishna consciousness. We should always make sure that Krishna consciousness is a primary thing in life. And job, all that things are secondary. If they become primary, we have been fooled by Maya. If money becomes primary, if career, all the things become primary, then we are already cheated. So we have to make sure at all cross sections in life, we keep Krishna as priority, Krishna consciousness priority. So I will just read this meditation by His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj and conclude because time is already over. Able to see? Okay. Somebody's mic or Shamrupu, can you read?
Die before you die by His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj.
Bhakti Maharaj has written a book, Die Before You Die, in final days. And that he has written many meditations. Yes.
Meditation 16, the ninefold process of full surrender. My soul, feeling all
so
my...
this is just before Maharaj departing from this world. He has written, okay?
My soul, feeling all my anxieties, felt this was a good time to intervene. My soul said, why are you in so much anxiety about whether you live or die? If you live, what will you continue to do? Devotional service, of course. If you die, what will you do? Devotional service, of course. So jiva
va marova.
So jiva va marova. Either you live or you die, as you like. Whether you live or die, it is okay, because there is so much service waiting for you. Whether you say in this
Whether you stay in the same physical body or change bodies, your spiritual master has already your arrangements,
Assignments.
arranged your assignments. Your anxiety should be how to please Guru and Krishna and how to get freed from your separation from them.
We are now separate from Krishna, we are separate from Guru. How to be connected to them, how to please them and be connected. Okay? Yes.
You are in great anxiety about your medical care and treatments. Sometimes you are disturbed by the side effects of the drugs, and at other times you are overwhelmed by the amount of medication you must digest in tablets, liquids, and injections. And yet, at other times, you are in anxiety, wondering how long you must continue with these protocols. Why not be in the more anxiety about Sravanam, hearing the transcendental message of Bhakti Rasa? Your anxiety should be how to please Guru and Krishna and how to get freed from your separation from them.
So naturally, when one is having cancer, terminal cancer, one is about to die, actually so many medical things are causes so much anxiety. So Maharaj is causing, but Maharaj is reminding himself, yes, that is there, but you should worry more about how to please Guru and Krishna and how to be freed from separation from them. So instead of worrying about drugs and all this thing, you should have anxiety about Shravanam, how I can do more Shravanam. So next, somebody else can read next. Yeah.
My soul reported, you worry each day if the cancer has spread to other organs of the body. And how seriously affected are those organs? Are you forgetting that the whole material body is diseased? Sometimes the diseased state of the body is very obvious, but sometimes not. When it is more obvious, it reminds us of its temporary nature, helping us to become less absorbed in it. You should be in anxiety about kirtanam, chanting the glories of the Lord. As one calls on the Lord's name with sufficient purity, reciprocation is immediate. Your anxiety should be how to please Guru and Krishna and how to get freed from your separation from them.
You're saying there's no point in worrying how much cancer is spreading. Anyway, this whole body disease, and obviously, more it spreads, we understand temporary nature of this. So better focus on kirtana, chanting the holy names Lord. And if we chant attentively, sincerely, with purity, Krishna will immediately respect. So don't be worried about how cancer is being spread. Worry about how I can chant with purity and absorption. Yes. Next.
My soul continued, you are in so much anxiety about your extremely austere diet, and sometimes you do not even have an appetite. Sometimes you reflect on all of the wonderful things you used to eat, but as your body ages, it is natural for you to be more alert about what you eat and drink. This is why you should be more in anxiety about smaranam, remembering the pastimes of the Lord and his servants. By remembering them, a devotee gets their association. Your anxiety should be how to please Guru and Krishna and how to get freed from your separation from them.
So sometimes we get sick. We get so much absorbed in eating and sleeping, and how much I'm eating, how much I'm not eating, I'm able to digest, not digest, all that whole conscious burden. So he's thinking, no, anyway, you have become old, no need to have that anxiety. Better have anxiety. How you can do more Shravanam, Smarnam. Because if you just remember, you immediately get association. If you remember Krishna, you'll get association Krishna. If you remember Sukdev Goswami, you'll get association Sukdev. If you remember Prabhupada, you'll get association Prabhupada. If you remember spiritual master, you'll get association Prabhupada. Just by remembering, you are in presence of those great souls. That is power of spiritual practices. So I think one should have anxiety how to please Guru and Krishna, not just anxiety about food and all these things. Yes, next. My soul now exclaim in an almost hilarious spirit. It is obvious you are in anxiety due to having lost so much weight and to not sleeping peacefully at night. These experiences are surely an indication of limitations and harassment of the physical body. During the night, when your food, which is infiltrated by cancer cells, gives you more trouble, you must use these experiences to focus on Padasevanam, serving the lotus feet of the Lord. So don't forget that your anxiety should be how to please Guru and Krishna and how to get freed from your separation from them. Maharaj had got actually cancer began from his leg and he had tumor, and then later on it spread whole leg, and then his leg had to be amputated, cut. So I was thinking, all night trouble so much food. So instead of thinking of food, I should think on Pada Sevan of Lord, and I should have that anxiety of how can I please Guru and Krishna. Yes. So he's remembering Shravana, Kirtana, Smarana, Vandan, Pada Sena, Dasa, all this 9 processes of devotional service. Yes.
My soul kept on talking, knowing that I have a short time to understand all that is necessary. He said, "You are very anxious about not being able to travel and preach. You have traveled around the world several times giving lectures, seminars, and workshops. Should not worry about this so much. More important than what we speak is how we live and what consciousness we maintain. Should be more concerned with Archanam, worshipping the deity of the Lord. Even when you cannot be physically available to others, you can use this as a time to take more shelter of the service to the deity. Deities know our most personal desires and needs and are most merciful to their sincere servants. Therefore, your anxiety should be how to please Guru and Krishna and how to get freed from your separation from them.
So don't worry about you're not able to travel, you're not able to preach. Now take this opportunity to worship the deities. You can be at home, worship, and deities are very much recipients and they know our hearts. So don't have to worry and just think, have anxiety how to please Guru and Krishna. How to be freed from your separation from them. Don't worry about you're not able to travel, preach, no problem. If you're not able to do that. Next.
My soul very mercifully tried to help me more by explaining. I know what one of your worst fears is to die a slow, painful death. Already there are times when you want to cry out to Guru and Krishna that you cannot bear this anguish another day. However, you should be more anxious about taking shelter of Vandanam or prayer. Prayers are such an intimate connection with Guru and Krishna. Through prayer, you can present your case before the Lord and beg Him to allow His will to manifest. If it is His will for a slow, painful transition, let it be so. For our worshipable Lord only arranges what is best for the jiva who is fixed deeply in profound internal prayer. So once again I remind you, your anxiety should be how to please Guru and Krishna and how to get freed from your separation from them.
So don't worry about slow, painful death. Better worry about praying to Krishna. Krishna will fulfill. Krishna will arrange what is best. If Krishna feels that slow, painful death is best for you, so be it. Because Krishna will always arrange something wonderful. So don't worry about all these things. Worry about how to please Guru and Krishna. And how to be freed from that separation. Again, meet Guru and Krishna once and for all. Next.
My soul stared at me while saying, "You are very afraid of being forgotten by the sadhus, by this. But this is a foolish concern. First of all, we should never be eager for fame, adoration, and distinction. Secondly, we should always remind ourselves that all services are really an offering to Guru and Krishna. And they are
fully aware.
And they are fully aware and appreciative of unconditional service. They are the best friends of and well-wishers of everyone. It is better for you to be more anxious about dasyam and sakyam, being a humble servant and desiring friendly, appreciative service to an association with the Lord. After all, your anxiety should be how to please Guru and Krishna and how to get freed from your separation from them.
Yeah, so Maharaj is saying, sometimes we may be worried, people will forget me, people will not recognize me, what will happen? He's saying, oh, actually, we are doing service for Guru and Krishna. They know, they recognize, they will appreciate. Even if whole world doesn't recognize that, it doesn't matter. Our focus should be how to please Guru and Krishna and be freed from separation from them. Okay.
My soul slowed down his speech as if to make sure I heard and internalized each of his words. He said, my beloved Bhaktitirtha Swami, who is no different than myself, once all fear, attachments, and false ego are destroyed, we will be fully united as one soul eternally serving the divine couple. Please give up your anxieties about whether you live or die, or how long you must continue with difficult treatments and their side effects. You must give up all fears about the cancer spreading. Do not give any more energy to worrying about diet, weight loss, or loss of sleep, because you are ultimately headed towards trading in this harassing limited body for a new spiritual one. Lastly, do not worry about dying with excruciating pain and being forgotten. Your illness is a sign of Guru and Krishna's special and personal mercy being extended to you. Your outcome has already been arranged. Your prayers were heard and accepted even before they left your mind. And all you have to do now is focus more on Atma Nivedanam, full surrender. You have spoken about, written about, and constantly heard about the power of full surrender. Now the day and time has come where Atma Nivedanam is knocking on your front door. Just as I have been telling you, your anxiety should be how to please Guru and Krishna and how to get freed from your separation from them.
Don't worry about all these things. Just worry how to surrender completely to Krishna. Nivedan. Yes, next. Very soon, by the mercy of your spiritual master, you will be lovingly forced to embrace full surrender. So be joyful and radiant, because only moments away your life, or better to say, your death will be successful. Yes, my darling, you are that lowly beggar whose prayers have been heard and accepted. His Holiness Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj ki. So Bhaktivedanta Maharaj has written many such nice, wonderful meditations in his book, Die Before You Die. So I just read one. So whatever fears, anxiety come, he has very honestly presented and he has transformed that in Krishna conscious way. So in our day-to-day life also, life may be overpowered by so many things. So it's important we can put it honestly that and how see how that can be transformed in Krishna conscious way. We may not be able to be free from anxieties, but we can choose our anxieties. If we don't choose spiritual anxieties, we'll be caught up by mundane anxieties. And if you are caught up by mundane anxieties, we have a choice. We can transform them into spiritual anxieties, like the way Maharaj is telling. The honest reflecting what anxieties are there, and then he's telling how to worry about right things in life. So you have nature to worry. So better worry about right things worthy of worrying. And let's not worry about things which are not worth worrying so much, worth consuming our consciousness. So Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. पुनश्च भूयात् भगवती अनंते रति प्रसंगास्तथा महत्सयाम्याम उपयामि सृष्टिम मैत्रिस्तु सर्वत्र नमो द्विजेभ्यः. Parikshit Maharaj, when he's faced with that, he's praying, Punachya Bhut, my dear Krishna, my dear devotees, I don't mind even if I have to take birth again. I don't want liberation, but I want that I be attached to Krishna. I be attached, I get a session of those devotees who are attached to Krishna, and may I have friend relationship with everyone. So that should be our concern, how I can become attached to Krishna, how can I get association of wonderful devotees, how I take advantage of this wonderful association, and how I have friend relationship. Prabhupada writes in purport, friend relationship with all living entities means we should try to share Krishna with them. In this way, do something good for everybody. One should attach to Krishna, one should take benefit of association devotee, then share Krishna with everyone. In this way, if we live, then we can be sure that we are pleasing to Guru and Krishna. And at time of death, we can be attached to Guru and Krishna, and then we can go to Krishna and that perfect our lives. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Anybody has any comment or any question before we conclude? Okay, already I think we have crossed the time beyond all limits. So can we have kirtans? You can sing kirtan 5 minutes. So our Shamrupa will do kirtans and we'll all dance. We'll have dancing kirtans.
Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Namine Namine Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya. I can remove chapters. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatadeshatarine. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasade Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaurango, Nitai Gaurango, Gaur Hari. Nitai Gaurango, Nitai Gaurango, Nitai Gaurango, Gaur Hare. Jai Sachinandana, Jai Sachinandana, Jai Sachinandana, Gaur Hare. Gaura, 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 Gaur Hare. Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Gaur Hare. Jaya Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Madan Mohan Shri Radhe. Jaya Mahaprabhu, Jaya Mahaprabhu, Jaya Mahaprabhu, Jaya Mahaprabhu. Jaya Lakshmi Narasingha, Jaya Lakshmi Narasingha, Jaya Lakshmi Narasingha, Jaya Lakshmi Narasingha. Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada,